Hello again and welcome back to A Satanic Perspective. Today I wanted to expand a bit on a point that's come up in a couple of my videos already, and that is the role of titles in esoteric practice. So the debate generally comes up like this. A practitioner talks about summoning or invoking a certain demon or god. For example, let's use Belial. As a response, another practitioner says something to the effect of, which one? You know Belial is just a title, right? Like God or Satan? And then the forum erupts with nonsense arguments. This type of argument happens all the time, and I think it's absolutely useless. I understand why this would be brought up, but it misses the point entirely. You see, it is true that Belial, Moloch, God, and even Satan are all titles, but so are all names. Your name has a meaning to it. My name has a meaning to it. It translates to something. It describes something. In certain cultures, names were given based on accomplishments, societal role, or even personality. That's why we have so many Smiths. So it doesn't really matter as much as people who would argue about this think. What matters is context and focus. A name, particularly in reference to a spirit, is a metaphysical address or guidepost meant to help connect the earthly mind with the unearthly spirit. So, in that case, a name is really only as good as your understanding of it. A layman can call out the name of Belial all that they want, and likely nothing will happen. One who is bound to him may call the name of their master and shake the mountains. It should be well understood by a competent practitioner that the true work and practice is done on a level that cannot be consciously understood on this life. Words, actions, even ritual formula are all just closest estimations bridging our mind to the unknowable. It is cipher upon cipher upon cipher. So if the name works for you, keep using it, and forget what other people say. Focus on your own practice, not what other people say you should be doing. That said, context is necessary, particularly if you have any desire to interact with others or to perform rituals that utilize others. You have to tailor your language towards your audience, what they culturally understand and accept. This is where distinctions in language come into play and where we see the real use for names and titles. Take, for instance, the conceptual separation of Lucifer and Satan. It is to focus the collective and individual mind into a single concept. So while Satan and Lucifer are often correlated or connected, depending upon your audience and your purpose, you may want to use one name or the other. Thus, yes, Satan is a title, but it is a title that contextually refers to the devil, and has for quite a long time. When we talk about Satan now, the first thing that comes to mind of most people is not an angel of Yahweh, but the enemy of God. And also when we speak of Lucifer, what commonly comes to mind is a rebellious Promethean guiding light, not Venus as it appears in the morning sky. As you may have guessed, the ones debating this are generally not true practitioners, just what we would call armchair occultists, never putting things into practice, just discussing and reading, generally online. The best way to truly get to know an entity is through practice, direct communication. You can only read so much. The rest has to come from contact and experience. There are some things that simply cannot be put into words about the esoteric practice, and, as stated, everyone has a different experience. There are commonalities that ties our work together, yes, but no two people will have the exact same experience. What matters is not semantics, but the truly divine experience in communing with these outside intelligences. So revel in your experiences. Approach your daemon, goddess, and devil with utmost reverence and devotion, and never tell someone else that your experience supersedes theirs, particularly if it works for them. Some of these living traditions go back thousands of years. Just because Kali comes to you in a dream and tells you to worship her in a particular way does not mean you need to spread your gospel and convert people to your specific vision. The world doesn't need any more imperialism. So, those are my thoughts. Hope you found it interesting. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave a comment below. My name is Kane Del Sol, and this has been A Satanic Perspective.